Okay. So I'm going to. I can't really count it in so well because the load screens in this are pretty fast. But basically, after the load screen hits, I'm just going to say start. Is that good with you, Allie? Alright, so get ready on the timer. Here we go. And start. Okay, so this is Tomb Raider Anniversary. The category here is any percent BTG, which is the acronym for Better Than Glitchless. It's kind of a joke name, but we never really came up with a decent alternative for once the run actually kind of got underway, so it kind of stayed as BTG. I've already done a couple of tricks here. This run for the start moves kind of fast, so you'll have to excuse me if I'm just kind of going along. That one that I did earlier on the stairs, where I jumped on a couple of rocks, that's not actually a glitch, but I'd like to give a special shout out to someone in the speedrun.com forum for Tomb Raider Anniversary who claimed that it was a glitch, and when we argued that no, it's not, you're just jumping on rocks, they said it has to be a glitch because I can't do it. Always like to shout that guy out. He means a lot to me. He's a he's a hero. But in any case, so the big difference for BTG as opposed to our other categories, which is no BJ and just regular any percent, and no BJ actually isn't a joke name. That's the real name. It stands for bug jump. So there's a trick that you can do that allows you to infinitely jump in the air, which is very hard to do, and it's a great way to get carpal tunnel, but it is insanely overpowered, and so it basically, how can I say, it's basically just a really dumb trick. So that's one of the glitches that we don't do, mostly for health reasons, but also because no one except for one person in the community really even likes that trick, and it kind of ruined speedrunning for this game for a long time until we made 80% no BJ, which is how the run was prior to the discovery of that glitch. What no BJ does is it utilizes another trick called airwalking, which is similarly overpowered, though not as overpowered, and basically, the whole reason behind doing BTG as opposed to either of those categories is that you have to utilize a lot more varied and interesting tricks in the run. So with that in mind, especially for people who aren't really familiar with Tomb Raider Anniversary, this run tends to be a lot more interesting for them to watch. Smooth Operative has done no BJ. No one except for Tayraz has done just raw any percent, or rather any percent bug jump as it's called on our forums. There's technically no such thing as just any percent on our leaderboard. Okay, so this is the first kind of major trick. Oh, I popped out a little there. Hopefully I'm not gonna fall. All right. It's okay, we'll get it. All right, so I'm doing it. I need to do a handstand here, and it is not happening for me for some reason. Very strange. All right. This is really bizarre. Why am I not getting a handstand here? All right, there we go. So it allows... This is lovely. It allows me to basically clip partway through this wall, but I have to be careful because I can easily fall out of bounds. As you see, there's a huge gap there. And if I had dropped, that would have wasted a large amount of time. I'm going to be able to skip killing most enemies in this because they don't really pose that much of a threat. But there is some cases where I am going to have to kind of take some time out to kill some enemies. So you can probably tell based on that earlier skip, this game isn't the most well put together. There's a lot of really kind of crazy tricks that you can do in this game. And as a result, it makes for a very good speed game and a not so good non-speed game. A lot of people don't even know that this game exists. Like, a lot of people, when you mention it, they think that you're talking about the one that came out in 2013, and you're not. This actually came out in 2007 off the top of my head. This is a low frame rate trick where you can just go straight through the door. And we're going to be changing our frame rates a few times, but otherwise it's mostly at 60 for a lovely viewing experience. I don't think it came out on PS2 before the 360 version came out, but I might be wrong. Maybe it did by a little bit. It was certainly originally on PS2, and the PS2 version, until we started allowing frame rate tricks on PC, because we found a way that you can kind of inject more frame rates than your monitor allows, because that's how the game kind of knows what frame rates that you can do. Is it reads your monitor's EDID, which stores all the custom resolutions and frame rates. You can't just do it through NVIDIA or anything like that. But so the PS2 version has a lot of frame rate issues, which allows you to do a bunch of these specific tricks. Very few people ran that because it was horrible, but now that we can do this and only switch to it for a few seconds, we allow it. There used to be some runners who would use fraps to do it, but we disallowed that because we didn't want external programs to be influencing the game, you know? But as long as everything is done via in-game, then pretty much everything is good. I'm going to be doing another handstand clip here, and just jumping. Whoop. Alright, my lineup was a little bad there. So we need to come over, do a handstand, and why are all the handstand clips going wrong for me today? That's very strange. Alright, there we go. So we just clip straight through that wall. You can't just do that anywhere. The specifics of how the geometry kind of next to the place you're handstanding, it has to be kind of particular, but there's a few places in the game that you can do it. So we take advantage of that. There's a few tricks in this game that are a lot harder than what seems apparent. Like, they're a lot harder than it seems, basically. This is one of them. This jump is a very far jump, and I didn't get it. I might fail this a couple of times just because it's really dumb and hard. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to go out of my way to get a checkpoint over here because this next trick is one of them that is also a lot harder than it seems. I'm going to have to switch to using manual grab as opposed to the automatic grabbing of the game for this particular trick. And you might be thinking, wouldn't it be faster to just do manual grab for the whole game? And you would be right if manual grab were consistent, but it's not. Sometimes you'll just drop off of a ledge that you're trying to grab onto. Okay, we got that first try. That is really good, because I could have spent quite a while messing that trick up. There's a very small area that you can kind of jump through for that, where you don't trigger a giant ball to come down and crush you, and you don't fall out of bounds. So I am pretty happy that I got that on the first try. Now I'm keeping manual grab on right now because I know I'm going to have to go into the menu a little bit later on anyways, so it doesn't really matter because I'm going to be menuing, so I can go ahead and turn off manual grab at the same time. But I would like, if it's not too much to ask, if you don't see me turn off manual grab, please remind me, because I have had a few occasions recently where I change the frame rate and don't change the manual grab, and then I get confused at this one part. Why am I not grabbing this ledge? I don't get it. Is the game broken? This is what you call being stupid. So yes, there are quick time events in this game, which are obviously the best invention for any game ever. Okay, so here I have to kill this lion. Actually, it can be either lion. I just tend to favor this one for no particular reason. Okay, so we need to come here, and we have to position this lion such that... I'm remembering. We have to position this lion such that we're at the right angle to get pushed through at 20 FPS. I'm pretty sure I'm good here, but it can be a little hard to tell. Yeah, okay, so it was a little bit off there. This might be fine. Like I said, it's a little hard to tell. Okay, let's try and move it out and then come back to it. Okay. Please let me through, line. There we go. Perfect. Let's get back to our smooth frame rate here. Alright, and now we have to deal with the lion being annoying again. Because we need to get this lion to stand on this button to let us through this door that's behind us. And, as you can probably tell, this lion tends to not want to cooperate so well. Ah, that would have been good if only it had tried to swipe me on the button. But this lion is just... Okay. Oh, come on! I almost got through there. There's not really much that you can do to influence the lion to, Okay, we're good. That's exactly what I needed. Good. So that is pretty much all of the major RNG sections dealt with. Now comes the hardest trick in this game by far. Not just in this category, period. So we are coming down here, and we're going to do another handstand clip, which have gone amazing so far. And then we need to do a fall damage cancel to land on a very small area. And we also have to spam this like crazy. Okay, that I am so happy that I've got this on the first try. Now I have to get around an invisible wall, and if I don't, then I fall. No, so the reason that I shot there... Okay, sorry, I wanted to concentrate. Okay, so I cannot tell you how ecstatic I am that I got that trick on the first try. That was so likely to give me problems. I have wasted 10 plus minutes at a time there during practice for this run. So this is a lot more ideal. Sorry, so the reason that I shot back there is because to do a fall damage cancel, you need to reload, but you don't really have time to reload when you're, or after doing the handstand glitch, because you have a very small amount of time before you get popped back in by the boundaries of the game. So the reason that I spent all my ammo is that Lara will start reloading as soon as possible automatically when she stands up. And then from there I was able to reload in the air and then do the fall damage cancel. I kind of can't get over that I got that trick on the first try. That, like, I was so scared that I made a safety save just in case I couldn't get through that. Okay, so this is exciting now, because now we just have kind of one more really inconsistent trick to go through, and then we are pretty golden. This is not the inconsistent trick, although it should be, because I am really bad at it. I have to go to a certain angle to try to backwards handspring. Okay, I got it there. But there's kind of a lip, so I can't go at too much of an angle, or it kind of messes up. Like, Lara just gets caught under the lip without actually getting the backwards handspring height that I need. So here comes another trick that I could spend a while on. It's another inconsistent trick. There's, again, not much that you can do to influence it to go well for you. So you're just kind of at the mercy of the game. Alright, so what we're doing is we are coming up here, and we are going to switch to manual grab again. And the reason that we were doing that is because, so if you do this at the right angle and you get kind of lucky, then you just slip straight through the floor here. I got it, second try, holy crap. This run is going amazing. Alright, nothing to worry about. That is pretty much all of the major potential time sinks done, unless something goes horribly wrong later on, but I don't anticipate that. Alright, so I loaded this area out of bounds, and I'm also going to be loading the next area while out of bounds, which just kind of helps to skip a bit where you have to push a block and pull a lever. It takes a little while, but as long as I don't pop inbounds here, we're good. Okay. It's a lot, like, it's a pretty easy trick, but it's also easier to pop inbounds there than you would think. Alright, so I need to do another fall damage cancel here. Good. And now, after I pull this lever, I'm going to get a checkpoint, and I'm going to quit out and save. I'm going to quit out and rejoin the game, because if I don't, because I haven't died since the folly skip, which was the really hard one that I was talking about earlier, it would cause the game to crash, which would waste like 2 minutes of time, because we'd be put back to a really old checkpoint. So these crocodiles are usually extremely well behaved. They're not doing that this time. Now I think we're good. No, he wasn't actually on the button. I'm really getting bullied here. Alright, so basically... Excuse me, sir. This is amazing. Why are you being so mean? Come here. Okay, so what I need him to do is to bite me, and then he's just going to stand on the button. Because he's a nice guy. I wasted a lot of health there, but it shouldn't matter. I did quit out and rejoin, right? Or did I just say it and then not do it? Someone please tell me. I'm pretty sure I exited, right? I guess we'll find out in a moment here. I'm pretty sure I did. I think we're good. Alright, moment of truth. Did I remember to quit out, or did I just talk about doing it? Let's find out. Oh, we're good. Awesome. So, this room is kind of annoying, just because it's kind of a long puzzle sequence, and we have to go to the bottom, to the top, to the bottom, to the top, and then we're done, but it's still annoying. If it was going to softlock, it would have happened already, so we should be fine. Of course, now's the time where it actually happens. Nope. Okay. I've never had it happen there, but I just thought it would be funny if it did. Well, it would have been annoying, but also funny. Alright, so... need to shoot. Okay. I just had to make sure that I, had ammo to spend so that I could actually reload to do that fall damage cancel. By the way, I am going to point out as well that we're not entirely sure about it. Okay. Speaking of not being sure about something, what is going on here? Okay. This is weird. I am not grabbing this, and I don't know why. Okay. I don't know why I couldn't grab that other end, but in any case, I'm gonna pull it a little more than that. Okay, that's probably too much. My goal is that there's a platform above this, and I want to get that raft caught just slightly beneath that platform so that when it gets pushed up by the water, it gets pushed forward a bit. I think I put it too far there, but the other possibility, if I didn't get it right, would be that I didn't pull it far enough, in which case that raft gets stuck underneath the ledge, and you can't actually get it out if that happens. So I'd rather do it wrong by pulling it too far than do it wrong by not pulling it far enough, especially in a marathon, because that's a lot of time wasting to happen. Oh, well, it got pushed up a bit. We might be able to work with this. Alright. Also, we're in Greece right now, so we're swimming around an ancient Grecian sewer. Can I do this? Hey, that is amazing. I must have been just barely on the edge of not being able to make that jump. If you can't make the jump, it's no problem. You can just climb up and pull it a little closer, but... Alright. I'm going to go out of my way to pick up these shotgun shells, because this next boss coming up hasn't been especially kind to me in practice. So, yeah. Then we just grab that ledge, because of course we do. How are you guys enjoying this game so far? Is it as well put together as you were hoping for? Also, I hope that my keyboard here isn't too loud. It's a mechanical keyboard, but I have brown switches, so it should be a little quieter than a blue switch. Maybe it's ASMR. Okay. Well, I'm glad. I think that Tomb Raider Anniversary, like I said, is a very good speed game and not so very good for a normal game. The problem that it has is just that a lot of people, like I said, don't know about it. Because obviously there's a lot of potential here for a broken speed game. Alright, so I'm going to be switching to manual aim here. The difference between the aim modes is that on manual aim, basically, as you can tell, when you target an enemy, the camera locks onto it. But on advanced hold, Lara locks onto the enemy, but the camera, you still have control of it, which means that advanced hold is very good for, like, normal play, but when you need to specifically target something, it's kind of bad, because whatever is going to appear in the middle of the screen is going to automatically lock Lara onto it, which can pose a lot of problems. I think he just somehow hit himself with a fireball, and I'm not entirely sure how he did that, but that boss went about as good as I could have hoped. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to advanced hold before I forget to. Okay, so here I need to shoot this and then sneak underneath it. Oh god, okay. It's fine. I messed that jump up. There's kind of a big invisible wall here that's, yeah, it kind of makes it a little hard to make that jump, but it's not so bad. Alright. I didn't mean to not reload before, so... Also, I would just, if there's anyone watching my stream on my channel as opposed to the Marathon channel, please go to the hyperlink in the title of my stream and watch and chat there as opposed to in my chat. Just to alright. You brought that on yourself, alright, cat? So here, I'm going to be killing these just because they can ruin my day because they throw fireballs on cue. I'm sure he's going to throw one. Nope, maybe not. And I'm going to be climbing here, so if they were throwing fireballs, it kind of would have ruined my day. And we are also going to be performing another handstand clip here, so get hyped because it hasn't been going so hot recently. I didn't mean to shoot that target. I was just trying to shoot to make sure that that I was going to be able to do a handstand clip. Okay, so now can't really see where I'm going. Perfect. And more mummies here. And yes, they are mummies. They're technically supposed to be Atlanteans because when you think of Atlantis, this is what comes to mind, not mermaids. If you're curious about what the actual story of this game is, you should play it because I've completely forgotten, other than Lara is searching for pieces of an ancient relic called the Skion, and that is pretty much all I know, other than I know the names of characters because they're amazing in this game, the characters. Not in terms of actual writing, but they're a lot of fun. Coming up soon is a very easy trick that I nevertheless constantly fail over and over and over again on my runs. So look forward to that. Okay. So the trick is coming up here. We're at the backside of a Sphinx at the moment. We can do a trick where you left roll and it puts you on top of his shoulder. That's not the trick that I mess up all the time. There's a platform that's right above this door that I need to try to jump onto, and I failed. Like I said. Easy trick, mess it up all the time. Alright. Try this one again. Alright. Good. Perfect. Alright, how many rats is he gonna kill? Take your vote, quick! 1, 2! Oh, he got 2 rats. My goodness. If you were gonna say 2, you would have been right. 7? There's only 3 there. Alright, so Khan was wrong. Khan gets banned, please. Alright, I'm going to take a detour to pick this up because I'm going to need a lot of healing pretty soon here because there's a deceptively tough fight and trick, a deceptively tough fight and trick kind of to end off the Egypt section. And I'm probably going to take a lot of hits from it. I'm definitely going to take a lot of hits from the actual trick itself because it's another one of the low FPS tricks where you get attacked by an enemy to go through an area. But, you know, we will hopefully get through it. And yes, please do donate to the food bank because it's a good cause. Have you ever been poor? I have. I am, rather. I will say, I don't want to jinx it, but I'm very happy with this run so far. I got through a lot of the very inconsistent, very hard tricks in this run with basically few issues. So far as I'm concerned, this run is a complete success. You would think with the 1,000 hours that I have in this game that I would know these scarabs by heart as to what pattern I need to shoot them in, but I don't. This one, however, I do. Watch this. It goes up, left, down. And you don't have to shoot the bottom left one. Ah. Fell down here, so now I have to wait for the water to rise to take me across. You don't even have to swim down here, just swimming into that, it automatically pushes you down, which is nice. Okay, go up, 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 back, and then just jump into this to bring the water level up. there's Laura. Alright, I need to make sure I have all of my weapons. I'm pretty good at this game. I need to make sure that I have all my weapons reloaded. Okay. We are looking good. Alright, so this trick is very hard. I can get it no matter how long it takes me, but, you know, hopefully it'll only take once. Alright, so I'm gonna have to kill 3 out of the 4 enemies that we encounter here, and for that I'm switching back to manual because I need to focus on which ones in particular I want. So I'm gonna kill 1 of these mummies, and then 2 centaurs. That was really weird and annoying. Alright, focus on this centaur. Okay, that's 1 dead. Let me reload. Okay, that went well. It may not have seemed that it went well, but it did. So I need him to bite me at kind of a precise angle here. And he is not being very nice. Come over here. Alright, come here. Come here. Okay. Come on, come on. Ah, that was perfect. Okay, this might be good. Alright, 20 FPS. Push me through. Come on. You can do it. First try. Let's go. Dang it. Alright, come on. You can do it. Alright, this might be better. But if I don't get it this time, I'm going to have to reload this because I'm not going to have the health to get through. Yeah. If only. I'm going to try to do this at 20 FPS. It might be a bad idea because combat gets a lot weirder at 20, but... yeah, let's see. Alright. Alright, well. Alright. We got there. Come on, buddy. Alright. Push me through. Alright. Oh, wait, yeah. I'm already at 20 FPS. Come on. We got there. Alright, second try. Oh, sorry. Bad menuing, haha. Alright, and let's also switch back to advanced hold. Well, typically for my monitor there wouldn't be. Like I said, the FPS is read off of your monitor's EDID profile, and every monitor has a different one that allows for different resolutions and frame rate combinations. Yes, it does. Anyways, so there's a program exists called CRU, Custom Resolution Utility, which allows you to add frame rates to your monitor, which is good because otherwise you would have to, like, you know, spend however many hundreds of dollars on a monitor that has the right resolution and frame rate combination. So through the use of that trick, everyone's pretty much on the same level. Like, my monitor wouldn't support 20 FPS out of the box. But because my other monitor, which is not a 144 hertz, it's a 60 hertz, it does support 20 FPS out of the box, but just because of the, you know, no one wants to be in a speed game where you have to have specific hardware to be able to compete, because otherwise it's not fair. So we allow you to use that tool to add a frame rate to your monitor so that everyone's on an even playing field. Now, I say that, but of course I'm the only person that actually runs this category, so it doesn't technically matter. But in the case that someone else likes it, that's the opportunity that you have available to you. Sometimes you just jump through this rope, and that's what happened back there. It's been a long time since that's happened to me, but it happens, and it especially happens when you're on world record pace, which I'm not, but it's always what happens. So right now we are without Lara's weapons, which means that a lot of things aren't available to us, but if we just grapple against this wall at the right angle and timing, you can see that little caution symbol appearing, which means that Lara can pick up the weapons and you get it straight through the wall like that. That took us an embarrassingly long time to learn about. For a very, very, very long time we did this area without Lara's guns, which, especially for 80% no BJ, it's quite a hindrance not having your guns, to say the least. You can't do all of the major tricks that you need to for that run until you get those guns. Jump! Oh, we made it. Push this button. Alright, so now comes what is the most amazing QuickTime event sequence of all time. Alright, check this out. Alright, what do you think it's gonna be? Oh, it's up. Okay. He's gonna try to shoot again. What's it gonna be? Oh, it's up. Alright, he did 2 ups in a row, so it's not possible that they're gonna do a 3rd up, is it? What's the next one gonna be? Oh, it's up again. Woo! God, that was intense. Oh, my blood is boiling. I wasn't ready for that, I gotta say. What if he did a 4th one? What do you think the next one would have been? Probably down. Okay. Whoop. Didn't do too well getting over that bar, but it's fine. So we have to start this drill. And, don't worry, this thing can't do damage to you even when the drill starts spinning. Oh, I fell down. That's no good. I'm just doing this for fun, because this is a very slow sequence where I can't do anything to affect the movement of this. Like I said, this drill doesn't do anything except smash this wall, so you can just stand right on top of it. Now we have to make a jump over to this bar. Perfect. And then that. And now... Alright, that was kind of a shame. I gotta spend a little bit of time climbing up this and swinging. Basically, Lara went for the wrong grapple point, so I had to correct it a little bit there. But it didn't waste too much time, I guess. This jump is really easy, but I've been failing it a lot recently, so... Hey, we got it. Easy. Another quick time, because I know that you were all waiting for it. So what's happening at this point in the game is, Not so hard now, are you? She's mine! Up. And now I'm done for the QuickTime sequence. Greetings, Morgect. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. Alright, check this out. Alright. So he gets shot. Now look at the left side of this next scene. The kid's head is downwards, but in this next shot, it's upwards. This is the most amazing cinematic direction of all time. Alright, speaking of amazing game design, this box is halfway in the wall. Well, not halfway, it's partway in the wall. Always like to point that out. Got to take a second out of your run to appreciate that, you know? Alright, let's pick this up. Always good to have spare health, especially in this run. Alright. Alright then. Hey, thanks, JC. There we go. Okay, so there are specific pillars that I need to jump on here, and this is also pretty inconsistent, so I could end up missing one and then sliding down, because this game is designed just amazingly. Yeah, I'm gonna jump this way so that puts me right in line with that. Yeah, okay. Got a little confused there as to what part I was actually at on this slope. Okay, go here, here, and then wait for this to drop a little, come up here, over here, up here. Okay. And there we go. That is the end of that level. Assuming nothing goes horribly wrong, then we're probably going to be about 8 minutes or so above estimate. Or, sorry, below. Yeah, below estimate. Not above. This run's going well, not poorly. Look, my brain's a little fried, okay? I'm still thinking about how I got the folly skip. So I'm going to pick these up. These are Uzi ammo. Uzis come in handy a lot for this part of the run. Mostly I stick to pistols just because it's unlimited ammo, but occasionally I have to switch to shotgun for the raw firepower. More Uzi ammo over here. And get this cutscene. And now we gotta... Nope, don't waste Uzi ammo. We gotta kill this guy and these guys. That was awesome. Alright. That went perfectly. I should not have reloaded there because now I gotta wait. Okay. JC, I recognize your name, but I don't know from where. Was it the Adventuria Discord? I think it... maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm dumb. But I do recognize your name. Thank you very much for checking out the stream. I posted it in a few servers just trying to get some viewers going here. And I was looking at the viewer list. I was kind of successful in that. I'm being a lot safer by picking up things that I normally wouldn't pick up, but I just want to make sure that I'm not out of ammo for later parts of this. Oh dear. Okay. Reload. Oh my. Sorry, I said oh my to the post that I just saw come up in the chat, but I just realized that it's actually because of how skinny I have them so that I have both of my chats on my monitor. Looks a lot larger on my end than it actually is in the chat itself, I'm sure. Okay. This part, by the way, is horrible in regular gameplay because the game does a really horrible job of teaching you how the actual grappling is done. It's kind of based on your camera angle and your movement at the same time, and it results in a lot of people jumping straight forward as opposed to the side that they need to, which means that basically I don't think I've seen someone go through this section of the game that hasn't died at least like 10 times on the way to the top of this. It's actually an easy area, but it's just the game does a really horrible job of teaching how the grappling works in this game, so yeah, it's bad. That's the best way I can say it. Okay. And that is the end of that room. Gonna pick this up. I'm pretty sure that's magnum ammo, so I shouldn't need that. Now comes my favorite trick in this run. I'm gonna wait. I don't want to get crushed by these doors. Okay, so there's a doppelganger. She matches all of your moves, and she has fireballs in the place of guns. Actually did something I shouldn't have done there, but that's okay. I just fixed it. Or so I thought. I thought I fixed it. There we go. Alright, so... Alright, I'm gonna have to clear these guys out because they got too close. So as you can see, on the opposite side, she's matching everything that I do by shooting off fireballs. Okay. So, now what I need to do is I need to target her and then shoot 4 times. And then jump. Oh, didn't quite get it. This trick is awesome, though. Hey, Super Pinaldo in my chat, please go to the marathon run as opposed, or the marathon channel as opposed to my channel. But yeah, so we use the knockback from her fireballs to to launch you up that. Oh god! to launch you up that wall. That was actually found by, I believe, Jardart, an old runner of this game a long time ago, but no one ever watched that video, so we just didn't know about it until I rediscovered it like a year or 2 ago. Hey, Super Pinata, thank you for switching. Very nice of you. All right. So there is another one of these here. Tell you what, I actually am lower on shotgun shells than I should be, so I'm gonna have to pick some up in the boss fight coming up soon here. But that's okay. The use that we have for shotgun shells is coming to an end soon here. Okay, where... Okay, shotgun shells are right back there. Okay. Good. So we shot off his hand, and that makes it so that his grip strength when he comes to here is a lot weaker. So now we just have to Uzi him until he falls. There he goes. That boss fight's really... Ooh, what's going on? Okay, we might have to redo this boss fight. Love it! I've never seen that before. That's a dumb way to lose time, but whatever. This boss fight isn't too long, it's not that bad of a time sink, I guess. That is really weird. I've never seen that before. But it has to happen in a marathon run, right? Yeah, I know. Never happened before. Alright. Watch, it's gonna happen again. Hey! We got there. Okay. Technically, I could have just loaded up another profile, which has a save that's past that point, but... whatever, right? Plus, actually, that other save file is on medium, as opposed to easy anyways, so... And... jump! pick these shotgun shells up. And we should be good on shotgun shells for the rest of the run now. I say confidently, incorrectly. Come on. I didn't even get that reload finished. Love it. So I don't know whether or not I'm allowed to swear, but I've been proud of myself that I've been doing a pretty good job during this run anyways, because normally I swear like crazy, because I'm a bad boy. Alright, so now we just backwards handspring to get up this wall. Yeah, well, like I said, I've been abstaining during this run. Without actually really even trying, I just kind of haven't needed to. In fact, let me commit to this not swearing thing by getting into character here. Gosh gee willikers, that sure is a bad thing that happened there. Geez Louise. Cheese and crackers. Alright, I think I'm good. No more swearing. Okay, that's a little too harsh there, Allie. I'm gonna have to ask that you, in fact, if you could just wash your mouth out with soap, that would really be appreciated. So now we're doing another fall damage cancel onto a tiny platform in the lava. Might die here. Any of you kids watch Terminator before? Okay, I thought it messed up again. Wait for the fire, and then go. This jump puts you way too close to the end of that platform. And now we're on the last boss. Alright, so, Allie, similar to the start where I couldn't really count you in for the beginning, I also can't really count you in for the ending, so I'll tell you when you need to be hovering on that button, alright? So we need to shoot out her wings. Good. Okay, so there's a quick end to this. I needed to remind myself whether I need to go up or down for the Uzis. So I need to flip over her, shoot her 7 times. Okay, and then I need to flip over her again, shoot, switch to Uzis. And that's the 1 cycle. By the way, this quick time event is very easy. It's right at the end of the run. Like, all the combat is done. All we have left is this cutscene. Nevertheless, despite how many times both Katarev and I, Katarev's another runner of this, despite how many times Katarev and I have played this game, despite how many times we've beaten this game, on numerous occasions we have both failed the final QTE on world record pace and instantly lost the record to it. And this is that one right there. We fail to hit left, we hit right instead, and we lose. See, it's tricky because she's throwing it with her right hand, but from our point of view, it's her left hand. But then the grapple heads to the right side of the screen, so it's always confusing. Anyways, get ready for time. There you go. That's it. I didn't actually see my in-game time, but let's see. There we go. Great file name, right? Oh, oh yeah, that's right. So that is the end of the run. I got a 46.58. That's not too bad. 54 minutes, 17 seconds, 0.01 is my time, which means I was about 6 minutes above I keep saying that. I was 6 minutes below my estimate, which is pretty decent. It would have been 8 minutes like I was originally saying, but because of that boss fight redoing, I kind of had to do that again. But in any case, that run went about as good as I could have hoped for it to go, really. So thank you for having me on the stream. It was a lot of fun. I did a lot better than I thought I would. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That was a very decent run. Thank you to everyone for watching, and thank you to Allie for organizing this event and having me on.